welcome, Facebook. How are you all doing this evening? I'm so glad to see that you are here. Welcome to this special edition of Living the Dream. I am your guest and host tonight, Rodney Middleton, and I wanted to invite you in just to share. Not going to be long. Definitely share this with family and friends. Share this broadcast because I just wanted to share something from the coaching standpoint that I have dealt with everyone that I've coached, and I'm watching some of my coaches have tremendous success is what I'm doing, and I'm watching them do some great things. And so tonight, go ahead, hit like, share, comment, let me know where you are from. And if you have any questions, please drop questions into the comment section, and I will surely answer any of the comments that you have, in the comment section. Listen, I'm very excited about what God is doing. I'm excited about your life and what you're doing in your life. And so tonight, I just want to take a few moments and share something that I believe is very, very important. It's very important to me, and I just believe it's very important to others because we live in a day and time. I was looking at videos, and I said this in 2019, that the economic system would be changing. And I said this in 2019 prior to the pandemic, and I said that good evening. And because I said that prior to the pandemic, I kept saying, okay, Lord, what's going to change about it? Well, I didn't know that most of what we would do would end up being virtual. Didn't have a clue. And so because I didn't know a lot of what we were going to do was being virtual, I wrote a couple of books. This was prior to the pandemic, this years before. One was a little back book on how to hire yourself, and the other one was Overlooked to Overbook. And so I just wanted to share a few tips with you tonight on problem solving. On problem solving. It is almost essential, watch this, that those of us that want to prosper, because see, there's a difference how we look at things. And there are a lot of people that want to prosper, they want to do well, and they think that the 9 to 5 only is the way that will bring abundance and prosperity to their lives. And I'm telling you, it's going to take a lot more than what you do on the 9 to 5. Okay, let's just talk about mindsets. Let's talk about mindsets because I really want to stay focused in this as to how do you treat your 9 to 5? How do you look at your 9 to 5? How do you look at it? How do you treat it? One of the things that I learned how to be proficient at is in my 9 to 5, I didn't just go in to do the job. I'm gonna say it one more time. Drop some comments in the section. Let me know if whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Drop some comments in the section. Let me know if you're getting anything out of this. But one of the things that I always did is in my 9 to 5, I always looked around. Even in serving in church and ministry, I always looked around, watch this, for a problem. Now, a lot of people look at a problem to complain about it. I was looking at a problem, watch this, and trying to figure out how to solve the problem so that the organization or the employer could be better. There were things that I picked up and learned in a job that I was able to use in a business. What happened? When I went to work, it wasn't just about my paycheck. It was about me looking around, learning how to see a problem, and then learning how to solve a problem. So let me tell you, we're good at seeing it, and now we got to be good at solving it. So we got to see the problem, and then we got to solve the problem. So when I saw the problem, here's what happened. When I saw the problem, I'm like, oh, this can be done this way. I wasn't just complaining about it. I'm looking for a solution. Years ago when I worked for a tax filing place and I was one of the ones responsible for doing amended returns. And when I did the amended returns for the business, we were handwriting them. And what happened was I even saw the ones that errors came back on because the handwriting was incorrect. And so since the handwriting was incorrect, I said, okay, watch this, without any computer skills, without any knowledge, but just a desire. And because I had the desire, I was able to code in Excel a way to put the proper figures in and calculate where the amended returns were going to be automatically calculated. Now, here's what happened. I did it on the job, and I used it on the job. When I was ready to leave, now this is long before the technology has far exceeded that, but you got to understand that this was predominantly almost 30 years ago. And so what happened is I created it, and the company wanted what I created so that they could use it because they saw that it was solving a problem. Now, here's what happened. I'm like, no, I created this at home, and so forth like that. Why? I didn't just want to hand it over and not benefit from it, but I was able to take something that I saw and I was able to correct it. Now, here's where most people don't gain more wealth at. They don't gain wealth because they don't use the leverage for solving the problem. They just see the problem on their jobs and then they go to complain about it as to getting a strategy. Now, so tonight, what I want you to take away from this is I want you to be a problem solver. That's what I want you to be, a problem solver. I want you to look at things and determine how they can be fixed. Now, here's the thing about solving. It's going to involve some outside of the box thinking. It's going to cause some critical thinking. Why? Because if you're not careful and you're just looking, you'll complain. But if you're solving, I promise you, you will become in demand is what you did. Even when we look at a scriptural standpoint, let's look at problem solving. When Goliath came up against the people of God, all of these great fighters and great men, they looked and they were afraid of him, is what they were. He was a giant and they were afraid of him. Now, here's what the reward was. Saul said this. Saul said, whoever kills Goliath, I'll forgive their debts. I'll forgive their family's debts. I'll forgive their taxes. They'll get one of my daughters. What was he offering? He was offering wealth because he had an ability to. David, anybody was offered it at first, and no one can do it. But David stepped up and said, "I'll take this guy out. I'll solve this problem for you." That's what I want to raise up in 2021, 2022. I want you to be able to see things, because here's the thing. It's not enough just to come up with a business to get money from people. You have to convince people that you have their answers. And when you convince people that you have their answers, they will willingly hand you their money. They will willingly fork over their money to you. That's what they do. Why? Because you solved the problem. Dr. Miles Monroe, years ago, we were in a meeting, and Dr. Miles Monroe came from a 2-day training meeting because he was so good about leadership. He was able to go in and solve church leadership problems, solve leadership problems in businesses, where a business wrote him $1 million check to do a 2-day training because of his ability to help solve the problems in that company. Now, how many of y'all know you would raise your hand and say, boy, I'd take that $1 million check in a heartbeat. That's what I would do. Well, I'm trying to set you up so that if it's not the million that you're starting off with, but whatever it is you're starting off with, can you imagine that people will overwhelm you financially because you have an ability to come in and solve their problems? That's where the wealth is going now. The wealth is going towards people that can solve problems. When we had to go viral and virtual during this entire time, this was an opportunity. And when I say opportunity, I'm talking about a major opportunity for the creatives to step in and help pastors solve problems, help business people solve problems, help workers solve problems. A master opportunity. But the problem is we were so excited about doing TikTok videos and everything like that. And so while we were doing stuff for likes, the wealth abandoned us because we weren't able to solve any of the problems of the people that matter. Because let me tell you something, the likes don't provide income. The loves don't provide income. But I'm trying to set you up that you are a perpetual problem solver no matter what environment you're in. You could be in the church environment and be a problem solver. I gained another skill because of what I saw in the church. And what happened was I went straight into solve mode. Now, when you go straight into solve mode, there were skills that you will pick up that you may not have had before. And a lot of the skills I have acquired over the years have come in environments that are not formal training, but it's with sound, learning, knowing sound. I used to be a DJ years ago, knowing video. I looked at stuff because even when we were doing our Sunday videos and we got these wonderful new 4K cameras that we've had, it took a minute to kind of get the thing the way we wanted to, and to now have it set up that this thing is like perpetual. But here's what a problem solver did. We looked at it, we solved the problem, but I initiated, and what I did was I began to immediately show my daughter, our team, how to do the problem that I solved and what to look for in the future to solve other problems. What was I doing? I took it from I to we. When you become a problem solver, you want other people's ideas. You want how they think. You want that. And because you want that, you're sitting here saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I can take care of this. I can take care of that. I want you to be a perpetual problem solver. That's what I want you to be. I want you to be able to look at things and say, oh, I know what the problem is. Let me get a couple people together and let's fix this. Can you imagine if we trained our teens that way, that if we trained our teens and our tweens, that they can look at something and say, oh yeah, I can take care of that. I can do that. I can edit video. Whatever is needed, I can do those things. You know what's happening now? The problem solving will create wealth because somebody out there is looking for money. Looking for individuals to give their money to solve their problems. Because let me tell you what wealthy people don't want. They don't want problems. Because problems eventually cost money. And in the end, the reason that I'm so high on this video thing, when I went to the TV station here, Fox 45, to do a filming commercial a few years ago, Fox 45, they walked me around the studio and I met everybody. I knew a couple of people already and I met the others that I didn't know. And I got excited about all this equipment that was back there. I wanted to just take all that equipment home and learn about it. But when I went into the control room, what I saw surprised me, but I was glad. I saw many young men of color because they learned in their church how to do the video ministry. They took what they learned in their church years ago, and you know what they did? They carried it over, and now here it was. They were in demand at the TV station on how to take care of some things. Take care of the video editing, take care of the equipment, take care of all those things. And what I want in 2021, even as the economy is shifting, I want your knowledge and your ability to solve problems to be the thing that you get paid for now. If it's not even if they can take away your check, but they can't take away your knowledge. So I want to encourage you in this special moment to lock in on, when I say lock in, I'm talking about lock in on becoming a problem solver. David was a problem solver, and he was rewarded mightily for it. Because here's what happened. People will put you in front of their people to solve problems. Even when it comes to me in ministry, what has happened in ministry, I have an assignment when I go to other places. And you know what I do? I stick with the assignment. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to find out what problem you can solve, and I want you to stick with the assignment. Got it? So if there are any questions in the comments, please feel free to lock in and let me know what those questions are. And I'll try my best over the next 2 to 3 minutes to answer any questions that you may have, because I'm just trying to help you get to the next level. Because even for example, as a landlord, I solve problems. People gonna always need to rent a place, and guess what happened? As being ownership in real estate, you have an ability to help solve their problem, which is finding them a roof over their head when they're not interested in buying. And people gonna watch this. They're gonna always come find me. The season that we're in 2021, and you can type any questions you have, is this: you will not have to search for wealth. Wealth is going to find you in 2021, because you're going to have the answers that people need. And wealth will be looking for you this year, and people will be looking for you this year. You won't have to go search for them. And I wanted to encourage you and share that with you, but to have you shift your focus on being a problem solver. I don't see anything, and you all can let me know if I missed anything in the comments section. Please let me know by all means, because I just wanted to think, and then give me a report. Let me know in 30 days a couple of things, and you can inbox me. The only reason I say inbox me, because you don't want everybody to know the problem you're solving, because you have a lot of attempted plagiarists out there, which means they'll try to solve the problem you solve. They just don't have the juice to solve the problem. We're called to reach, teach, train, serve. Excited for me to be connected to HCI Nation. Love you all. I love you all too. So if that is the case, without further ado, I love you all. I just wanted to come on for a few moments to encourage you to be problem solvers in this day and time. You have the ability, you have the know-how. Just surround yourself with the right people, and you can get answers, and you can get a team. My whole scenario of Facebook was an idea in a college dorm, and look at what it has turned into. Amazon was an idea in a garage, and look at what it's turned into. You could be looking at what's going on in your place of employment, and God can give you one witty idea to cause wealth to come into your life and come into your house. And I decree that witty idea over your life. All righty. Okay. I'll give 30 more seconds if any questions come up in the comments. In 30 seconds. If not, I want to thank you all for taking the time to tune in tonight, and feel free to join us for Harvest at Home tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be an exciting time. Yes, you are a problem solver, Miss Sharon. And I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch as at the end of every problem you solve. So I decree that over you all. Thank you all for joining us. Feel free to share the YouTube or the Facebook with your family and your friends to let them know you are problem solvers and that they can get into this, because I decreed something about 3 to 4 weeks ago. I decreed that everybody on my timeline would never qualify for another stimulus check again, because they would make so much money. And I wasn't just saying that to say that. I said that to decree that. And I believe that whatever I say, it comes to pass in my life. So I believe that your ideas are going to be your ideas, and your seed is what's going to stimulate your life from here on out. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Go have dinner, love up on your family, and get sweet sleep tonight. Rest, and ask God to speak to you in your sleep and speak to you in your dreams, that you'll have everything that you're supposed to have. Listen, I love you guys. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.